Thanks, Philip, and welcome to Today in Putnam County. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a great weekend. My goal with the show is to interview the people that help keep our county moving forward and making some of the great things happen in our county. So let's get started. Today starts our big 4th of July celebration week, better known as Red, White, and Boom. My guest this morning is none other than the father of Red, White, and Boom, Cookeville Mayor Ricky Shelton. Morning, Rick.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. It's an exciting time.
5th year.
Yes, sir.
Hard to believe. You and I, we ran together in 2014 for these offices. I tell this story often. We were driving down Willow, me and my wife. Big billboard pops up over on the left. Fireworks, one of your campaign signs. And I told Melanie then, I said, "There's your next mayor of Cookeville." And she said, "Why?" I said, "Because the people in Cookeville, Putnam County are hungry for life events, for quality of life events that they can go to, and take their families to and everything." Of course, my prediction was right. You won in a pretty big margin, and then won in the largest margin on your second victory, I think, of anybody that's ever ran for mayor. Could you ever imagine when you were thinking about this and that it would ever grow to what it has today?
No, not really. Other than, and obviously that's all made possible because of partnerships and people buying into that vision.
Right.
That, you know, my wife and I were sitting on our back porch, and it was 4th of July, and there was no fireworks in Cookeville, and that was a month before the election. And I'm like, this is crazy. We should have fireworks. The city is blessed as we are. And so I threw something out there and just said, hey, you know, I will organize and make something happen for fireworks. And at the time, I thought maybe it'd be cool to do downtown.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it kind of took a life of its own. And you know, we had a council debate, and it was talked about. It was the only thing, the entire thing that people clapped and cheered for. And it was, I didn't intend for it to be a campaign thing. It just turned into that. As you said, it was about quality of life events and feel good family activities in our city and county. And so, you know, that first year, we weren't sure what we were doing exactly, other than what I wanted to look like. I actually reached out to an interesting story. You know, the city came here, and it's neat how that was borne out. It was an employee at the police department sent me a link and said, "Hey, have you ever seen this?" I had not, had never even heard of it, and so I contacted that company out west, and that they were a franchisee of Slide the City, and so he had family in Chattanooga. He flew in here. He came to Cookeville. He said, "We've never done it in a town this size." I said, "Well, I really think it'll be successful." And so he had just purchased this franchise. So he had done one up north. He did one in Chattanooga, and he came to Cookeville, and he did our slide that year. And of course, the ticket prices were fairly high, because we didn't have any control of that. But we made that part of the event that year, and then of course had a great fireworks show. And so right after that, we ended up, I contacted him and said, "Hey, if you ever want to sell that, we might be interested." And in fact, he decided to go in a different direction. So then the city purchased that slide.
Right.
And now, as you said, now here we are 5 years, this will be our 5th year. It has grown because of financial support of, I just counted up 29 different organizations, and pretty much every one of them that ever do it, they continue to do it, and we pick up more each year. I had 4 new ones this year. And so, you know, the second largest fireworks show in Tennessee, I say the second largest, first best, shot at the fairgrounds that you're very fond of.
Right.
And so we're, you know, and now we've added so many other activities. You know, we've got the kids bicycle and wagon parade, and we'll talk about all those things, I know. But you know, today the car show. The beginning. This is kind of the beginning, so of a week long of activities.
Right. So for today's show, we're dedicating it to the Red, White, and Boom, the 4th of July festivities. So let's walk our listeners through each one of those. So car cruise in out at the fairgrounds today.
Right. Organized by Becky Raines, who's
what a great lady.
She is. She does a wonderful job. I think they've added antique tractors this year.
They have put on a great event. Over 200 cars normally in attendance. And you're going to see some great classics when you go to the car show.
And it's certified by the NSRA, I believe.
That's
National Street Rod Association. And so it's really neat to see how that's 10 to 2 today. It'll be hot, but that's okay. There'll be tents out there. So.
Well, and it's a great event. Walk around, see all these cars. They do a great job, and that's the kickoff. And the great thing about this event, like most of the others, it's free.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing we vowed is that the city of Cookeville, our fireworks, will always be shot on the 4th of July, period, doesn't matter what day it is. And so that's why all the other events will move around depending on where it falls in the week. But the fireworks are always going to be on Independence Day, the 4th of July. And that's a promise I made and intend to keep.
That's what the 4th of July is for.
That's what the 4th of July is for. And so it's interesting to see, all the other towns now that know that we're doing this, they kind of move theirs around that. And I'm thankful for that. That way people can enjoy many fireworks shows, but we will strive to always have the very, very best one.
If you're driving around this morning and looking for somewhere to go for an event today, go to the fairgrounds for the car cruise in, red, white, and boom. It's from 10 to 2 today. You'll have a great time, I think. So we finish up then on today with the car cruise in, and then any events on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, Wednesday until we get to the 4th of July?
Nothing until Thursday.
Then that's the big day.
That's the big day.
That's when most of it's packed in. We start with something that I wasn't for sure when we started it, if it was going to be a success or not, was the little patriotic parade we have for our kids that they dress up their bicycles and their wagons and decorate them up with patriotic stuff. That's turned into a huge event.
It has. DAR originally had kind of began something like that, and they used to do it around the courthouse. And then when we did the slide the first year, they did it from the depot down, and we were trying to figure out. And then I think that's when we approached and I said, hey, let's see what we could do about this. And you had that great idea to move it back up around the courthouse, and then we've got a whole list of activities built around that now.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in the Patriotic Parade for children to sign up, we have an event link that people can go on and do that, right?
You can sign. You can just show up that morning. But if you want to speed the process, there's an event link, and you can find it on both my Facebook page and on your Facebook page. We've both shared that,
right.
And you're able, and on the actual event page for the Kids Bicycle Parade, there's an event page for that as well. So any of the 3 places you can do that.
And registration sign-up starts at 9:15 a.m. that morning
At Hooper Huddleston.
At Hooper Huddleston Funeral Home, there in the parking lots. They're going to be starting to judge the parade at 9:45.
Right.
And then the parade starts at 10.
10 goes around the courthouse.
And back down to the parking lot, giving away 5 different categories of prizes. And so if you'd like to have your child be entered in the Patriotic Parade that goes around the courthouse, chance to win a nice prize, and to come out and show how patriotic Putnam County is, and our children, teaching them about the 4th of July and about patriotism.
Yeah, and obviously they will lead the parade, but we're also going to have a concerted effort to have veterans in the parade as well.
Absolutely.
We've had some every year, but we're trying to make a really big splash.
And this year, as our Patriotic Day is on the 4th of July, is all about our veterans too, and we're going to talk about that more in just a few minutes. You're listening to Today in Putnam County on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. I'm Randy Porter, your host, or Mayor Shelton. After a break, stay with us. Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. Today my guest is Cookeville Mayor Ricky Shelton, and we're talking about the big 4th of July celebration week. Rick, we've got through the Patriotic Parade on Thursday morning that starts at 10 o'clock. Immediately following that, we have our ceremony. It's probably one of my favorites out of the whole deal because we recognize our military and veterans during this ceremony. In past years, we've recognized our oldest veterans and so forth. This year, we're doing something a little bit different with our veterans organizations.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's the one year stop.
Sorry, can you cut that out?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I started to go ahead and list them, and I didn't. I'm sorry.
Won't you let me say something about it, and then you tell them?
I'll tell who they are.
Yeah, okay. Because I don't have all that.
We've really just gone a minute. You just want to restart the whole thing over for flow.
Yeah,
that's no problem.
Sorry.
It's okay. That's my job.
It was like panic there for a minute.
I can feel something's going on.
I have no idea. I don't have that.
I've got them listed here, and he doesn't have them, so
Do you want me a copy?
Well, no, I mean,
I'm going to read them, and
Okay.
he's going to talk about it.
Gotcha. Here we go. All right, just do your opening again here.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, you're on the air.
Welcome back to today.
Oops, sorry. I hit an accident button, so there we go. It's all right now. All right, here we go. Here we go. In 3, 2, you're on the air.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. Today my guest is Cookeville Mayor Ricky Shelton. And we're talking about the big 4th of July celebration week we've got going on. Rick, we got past the patriotic parade, little tots that we're having on Thursday, July the 4th, starting at 10. Immediately following that, we're going to recognize some great men and women that live in our county and that have done some special stuff for us.
Absolutely. The patriotic ceremony it's a great event. Happens right after that. We invite obviously the veterans that were in the parade to come up for that, and the children to gather around. And it's a really neat program. And we've done the oldest veteran. We've honored the oldest veteran before. We've honored the Veterans Honor Guard before, and then this year
we're doing the American groups, the American military groups that we have in our county. American Legion Post 46 and Post 135, American Veterans Post 44, the Disabled American Veterans Chapter 117, Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 6277 and Post 6296, and the Vietnam Veterans of America Post 741. It's all the veterans organizations that they're in our county. They meet on a regular basis. They do some great things with fundraising and nonprofits and events for our county, and we wanted to tell them how much we appreciate it.
absolutely recognition. We'll have some music that morning. Special time there. So yeah, it's going to be really neat.
Jake Hoot,
Absolutely.
great local star that we have here in Putnam
We'll hear
County.
his name again in just a second.
I think we will. He's a great guy, and he's agreed to come on and be our guest that morning as we recognize these folks and talk about patriotism in Putnam County. Also, following that ceremony that morning, we're going to be awarding the prizes for the patriotic parade to the children.
That's
so
right.
Everybody hang around. Then we're doing an event immediately following this that we haven't tried before.
Right.
Brand new lunch for the veterans.
Yes, about 500 veterans will be fed that morning on the courthouse square.
Thanks to one of our local sponsors, Stonecom.
Yes.
They've put this on. We're going to do this. This is our first year. So if you are a veteran or active military personnel, if you come out that morning following our ceremony, probably around 11:15, we're going to feed you.
Right.
And
That's awesome.
And that goes to show how much we appreciate our veterans.
Absolutely.
You and I, we came into office. Your dad was a veteran. My dad was too. That's one thing that we wanted to make sure that we did was to honor our veterans in any way we possibly can. Brought in the wall last year. We've had these ceremonies. We've had our luncheons at the chamber to honor them. So this is just another way that we honor our veterans. They're great. We appreciate
love
them.
them.
All right. After that, folks,
You can go home and relax for a little part of the day.
yeah, take a nap,
Take a nap, get in the pool, whatever.
cool off,
That's right.
and then get ready for the red, white, and boom.
Get ready. The earth will shake.
At the fairgrounds, gates open at 5 p.m. We keep growing this at the
Yes.
fairgrounds each year. The fireworks is great. But before that, we want to have something that the family could come and enjoy.
Got a lot of great activities. Like you said, gates open at 5. We'll have the largest collection of bounce houses, wet and dry, ever.
Unbelievable.
And all free.
Yes.
All there, and then the music will start at 5:30. Jake Hoot will have a concert 5:30, 6:30.
He's great.
He is, and then Smoky Nights will be in concert from 7 to 8:30. And so you come, bring your chairs, enjoy the time. Some people always ask, well, what about if we can't get in the fairgrounds? You don't have to be in the fairgrounds to see the fireworks.
Right.
You can be anywhere on that side of town. But for these activities, you would want to be there, whether it's for the bounce houses for the kids or to hear this music.
Right. We have about 825 parking spaces. I think that's what John Ralston parked last year. So if you get there early, you'll have a parking place. You get to go inside the gates and enjoy all these free activities. Going to have lots of food trucks there if you like to buy some food, if you want some food. That's the only thing that's not free out of the whole event. Let's talk about the fireworks.
Yeah.
I thought it was really great the first year that we did it. It continues every year to get bigger and better. What can the folks expect this year?
Well, it will be bigger and better. We have the world's best pyrotechnics vendor pyro shows.
Right.
They've done Washington, they've done Boston, Chicago. They do Nashville now. Nashville spends upwards of $250,000 on their fireworks show. They have 7 launch sites on the river. We have 1 launch site at the fairgrounds, but our 1 launch site is equal to 1 of their 7. And what that means is the quality of show, while it's not wide, it's great because of the amount. Over 4,000 shells, over 5,000 pounds of explosives, over 8.5 miles of wiring that goes to wire up all these different launch things that are used, tubes that are used, and it's all computer controlled. And they spend about 4 days getting all that ready. And then so it's just really exciting. It's one of those things, again, by permit. That the state issues the permit. It's the 2nd largest show in Tennessee on the 4th of July.
That's unbelievable for Cookeville and Putnam County, isn't it?
And it is. And again, I say this, and it's not possible without the partnerships that we have. And before this is over, I want to mention those folks because that's what makes this possible. Because the city and/or the county or one organization could not do this.
Right. And the good thing about the fairgrounds, the way it sets, kind of a high spot there. You can see it for miles and miles away. We see a lot of folks that are going down, enjoying dinner on Interstate Drive or South Jefferson. They're coming out in the parking lot, sitting on their cars, and get a great view from there.
There are watch parties all over town. Anywhere on Jefferson Avenue, Interstate Drive, Neal Street, all these areas. Really, you can see it from anywhere.
And I hear people that live out in the county a ways that just sit on their porch and watch
Absolutely.
it. That's how good it is.
It's big, and it will be. I think people will be very, very pleased again this year. We're very proud to have pyro shows as our folks.
Going to be a great day and night at the fairgrounds on 4th of July. I'm talking to Mayor Ricky Shelton this morning. Today in Putnam County, we're talking about the 4th of July festivities. Ricky, doesn't stop with the 4th of July. We're going to continue on. We've got a special concert in the park on
Friday night. Yes, the Air National Guard Band of the South concert. So, United States Air Force National Guard Band will be there to play from 7 to 9. Free performance in Dogwood Park. They'll do both a patriotic set, and I think they're bringing they've got a little rock and roll set in there too.
Rock and roll in Dogwood Park.
So should be something for everyone in that. And that'll be really neat to have those folks here. It's the first time they've ever been. We've had the Army Band before. We've never had the Air National Guard Band.
I hear they're great for folks that have heard them. So that's on Friday night, coming up after the 4th of July on Thursday. Lots more events to talk about. We're talking with Mayor Ricky Shelton this morning, today in Putnam County on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Stay with us. Coming up after the break, more Mayor Shelton. Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great weekend. Today my guest is Cookeville Mayor Ricky Shelton, and we've been talking about all the big 4th of July celebration events that we have going on. Mayor, we've made it down to Saturday and Sunday, July 6th and 7th, which is
Slide Cookeville.
Slide Cookeville.
Yes, back again, like I said, for the 5th year. We will start setting up at 6 a.m. that morning. It has a host of folks that and groups that come help with that. We have a tremendous number of volunteers that help with this as well. Michelle Huddleston, who's my I think she's the volunteer coordinator for most all of our events in town. She does an awesome job, but she's done a really good job of getting all that done. And so we've got like I said, over about 125 volunteers. But we'll start setting up at 6 a.m. that morning. We have a host of city folks that help with that as well, and it'll be open then at 11 a.m.
Takes a huge number of people and a lot of coordination to make something like that happen. You've got some great city departments that work together, and all these volunteers to make it happen. And it's going to be a great day, all day Saturday till what, 8 p.m.?
11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then on Sunday noon to 8 p.m. One interesting side note: the trustees at the jail, Sheriff Ferris, always is kind and gracious enough to send those guys over.
They'll come out and work some.
They come out and they help set it up. I mean, last year they had a big time. They helped set it up, and then we did a final clean, and then we handed them all a tube, and they got to slide down one time, and they really appreciate that. They worked really hard for about 4 or 5 hours that morning, helping get that set up, and again, like you said, the city workforce, leisure services department, we've got a host of electric department, water department, public works department. A lot of those folks, they volunteer their time to do this, but they also enjoy doing it. The public works guys, they man the inflation station where all the inner tubes are filled up. They love doing that, and so they do that. And like I said, I can't say enough about all the folks that help with that. And again, on the Saturday and the Sunday, and then the breakdown starts at 8 p.m. and it's all going to be cleared out of there. Probably last year, I think we were out of there by about 11:30 or 12 o'clock that night.
That's amazing to take that thing down that quick and to get it out. If people want tickets to the slide, how do they do that?
Well, you don't have to buy tickets early. You can at CPAC, but now at this point, it's easiest just to come to. It's right beside Borden's Jewelry, the little parking lot between Outdoor Experience and Borden's Jewelry, and you'll be able to walk up right there. There'll be signage that show you fill out a waiver, and then you purchase the ticket. There's 3 options on tickets, or 4 options. You've got a $10 double slider, so if you just want to slide a couple times, it's $10. You get 2 bracelets. 2 people can slide once, 1 person can slide twice. A $20 5 slide band where you get 5 trips down the slide. Again, that could be 1 person doing it 5 times, or 5, family of 5 doing it 1 time. Or the best value is the $25 for 2 days of unlimited sliding. You can come and go as much as you want. It's a permanent armband that you have to cut off on Sunday. But if you want to slide Saturday afternoon and go home, come back Saturday night, and come back Sunday, you can do whatever you want to do
For $25.
Unlimited. And so, I mean, there's people that slid 70, 80, 90, 100 times.
They're in better shape than me and you are. For sure.
And, but yeah, so that's an option, and it's whatever fits you that you want to do. Like I said, everybody fills out a waiver. You get those. You walk over. An inner tube is included in this. We give you an inner tube. You get to take that home if you want. I see those all the time, either at the in pools or at the lake, or people's front porches, and so people enjoy those. They're usually multicolored, like yellow or orange or pink or green. So
great event. Event. And then also on that Saturday night we have a movie in the park.
We do the Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation. We played in Dogwood Park on the blow-up screen. That'll be at dusk, and that's free, so you can bring your chair and enjoy that. We'll have food vendors downtown too. You mentioned food vendors at the fairgrounds. We'll have 5 or 6 food vendors downtown set up that you're able to grab and go, or ice cream, or shave ice kind of thing. So it should be a really fun weekend. And
then on Monday, July the 8th, kind of part of the celebration, but you got another concert in Dogwood Park?
We do. It'd be the community band concert, and they're very, very popular. They play a number of times throughout the summer, and this is one of their play times, so it'll be like the patriotic program, probably, since it'll be right after the 4th of July.
Right. All of this is great. I want to thank you for what you do with putting this all together. But you got a lot of sponsors that I want you to make sure that you mention that help put this together.
No, I really do, and I appreciate that. And without sponsors, the financial support, it would not be possible. And our major sponsor this year is Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. The slide is named for them. The slide Cookeville is presented by Ford Lincoln of Cookeville, and obviously with their financial support, all this goes also toward the fireworks. But like I said, Ford Lincoln of Cookeville, Stonecomb Radio, Life Church, of course Putnam County. You're always a partner. City of Cookeville, Rogers Group, D.T. McCall and Sons, Five Guys Burgers and Fries, Coca-Cola, Real Estate Professionals of Tennessee, First National Bank, Happy Hour, Twin Lakes, Cookeville Regional Medical Center, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, Wilson Bank and Trust, CenterPoint Energy, Roland Digital Media, LSN.com, McGriff Insurance Services, Hampton Inn, Cookeville RV, Herald Citizen, Averett, Blue Waters Rental, Out the Door Printing, Cavity Commandos, Pediatric Dentistry, and then Cityscape, which helps us facilitate part of this, and then the Better Cookeville Foundation, which is, this is an event sponsored by, organized, and presented by better Cookeville. So we're very, very proud and thankful for all those folks who partner and participate with us.
Well, that's great, Rick. I thank you and all the sponsors for everything that you do, putting this on, and looking forward to a great week.
Yes.
As usual, I keep thinking it can't get any better, but it continues to. So I appreciate all you do for the city.
Thank you. I appreciate your partnership. We're partners on pretty much everything we do, and so you jump in, and without you and what the county does and providing the fairgrounds and John Ross and his team, it wouldn't be possible. So
It's all about working together.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Cookeville Mayor Ricky Shelton, thanks for being on the show, Rick. A quick recap, Saturday, today, the 29th at the fairgrounds, got the car show. Thursday, July the 4th, you got the patriotic parade, you got the ceremony at the courthouse. Then we move the special lunch then at the courthouse also for the veterans. Then you move out to the fairgrounds on the 4th of July starting at 5 p.m. with bounce houses, big splash, food trucks, concerts, Jay Coot and Smoky Nights, and then the big fireworks show, Red, White, and Boom, at about 8:45. Friday, July the 5th, concert in the park with the U.S. Air Force Band. Sunday, July 6th and 7th at Slide Cookeville, 11 to 8 on Saturday, 12 to 8 on Sunday. Dogwood Park on July the 6th, movie in the park, and then Monday, July the 8th, you've got the Dogwood Park concert, community band concert also. All big 4th of July events coming up. So if you need any more details on any of those events, check out Mayor Shelton's Facebook page or mine at Putnam County TN. Some Putnam County in the news this week, in case you missed it. A new park and natural area at B-Rock was dedicated. The land was donated by Mr. Bobby Walker to the city of Monterey. The city has lots of plans for the area, as it will be a tourist attraction for sure. Widespread storm damage was reported last weekend with several storms that moved through our area. Only one reported minor injury when a tree fell on a local house. Winds in the county were clocked as much as 70 miles an hour. We're blessed that we didn't have any more damage and no one hurt more than what we had. Cool passed a 15-cent property tax increase dedicated to road infrastructure this past week. That's the first increase I know of in several years. As we all know, our roads are in need of repair, and to be able to do that, you have to have funds to do it. So thanks to Cookeville City. Cookeville Police and firefighters were recognized for 4 separate life saves. Officer Chris Melton for talking a distressed individual down from a train trestle. Officer Jacob Bird for performing the Heimlich maneuver on a choking victim at one of their local restaurants. Police and firefighters saved an overdose victim by administering Narcan and CPR. And firefighters Jeff Emerson and Joseph Smith saved a cardiac arrest victim. These individuals were recognized by the Cookeville City Council at its regular meeting this week. We are very blessed to have great law enforcement, firefighters, and EMS personnel in our cities and counties. That's our show for today. I want to thank my guest, Cookeville Mayor Ricky Shelton, again for being here and for all he does to bring all of these 4th of July events and festivities that we enjoy every year. I hope you'll join us every Saturday morning at 10:30 for Today in Putnam County on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. You can also download the WHUB app and listen to us on your cell phone. If you missed any of our shows, go to my website at randyporter.org. As always, thanks to Marconi Award winner Brent Carl Fleshman for producing my show each week. I'm County Mayor Randy Porter, hoping you have a great rest of your Saturday, and may God continue to bless our great county.